Sarah Hodgson with episode 2 of Ask Sarah, where I answer all your questions. Feel free to leave your questions in the comments below or email me directly. Number 1, how to stop unnecessary barking. The first thing you gotta remember is when your dog barks, you need to ignore them. If you shout quiet, you're actually labeling the barking, and pretty soon you'll shout quiet and your dog will start barking. So let's get clear. When dogs bark, they're saying something. They don't just bark for nothing. And if you shout at them, you're barking too, leading to, guess what? Pew! More barking. Bad news. Instead, fill a treat cup, develop a happy voice like champagne for everyone. Come up with a fun, happy phrase. In the beginning, reward your dog with treats or toys. Eventually, just praise them. And make sure that when they bark, you redirect them to a different activity, whether it's a belly rub or a bone or something fun to do. Our 2-year-old golden doodle barks at other dogs walking by. What can I do? So to solve this problem, again, don't shout at the dog for barking when dogs walk by. Acknowledge that, if you were a dog sitting around bored half the day and a dog walked by, you'd likely bark too. Just call them back to you. At the treat cup, we love treat cups. Say champagne for everyone, or come on over here, and redirect them with something fun to do. Dogs like to bark like kids like to talk. You're not gonna get a barking dog to shut up just because it annoys you. Sorry. How to get dogs not to roll in water and mud. I got one word for you, actually 2. Good luck. Dogs love rolling in mud and water like people like drinking wine and eating chocolate. If you don't want your dog to roll in water and mud, teach them a different activity like this. Tie a toy, a favorite toy, or even an empty gallon jug slathered at the opening with the cap off, obviously, with peanut butter, and teach them a fun activity. Get your toy, or teach them frisbee. When you're walking in muddy, watery areas, direct them to this different activity. My dog doesn't like to walk. How do I get my dog to walk? Newsflash, dogs hate leashes. Everybody would, seriously. So you put your dog on a leash, you pull them along, you say, we're leaving the house. Some dogs don't like leaving the house. It's too overwhelming. Distractions in 360 degrees, you get grumpy. Another reason dogs don't like walking on the leash is because they don't like being tethered and pulled along against their will. A lot of people think, I hook my dog on a leash, we go for a walk. And the dog's like, yeah, maybe not. To teach your dog to love their leash, start using it inside. Let them wear it, and when you put it on them, use a little treat cup or pack your pockets like a piñata, and every time your dog is walking with you, reward them. Next, pick up the leash inside, not outside, and again, reward them. I would even go so far, if my dog liked their food, to only feed them when we were doing indoor walkabouts on the leash. So suddenly my dog's association to being on leash is super fun. Right, Skippy? Super fun. Now, take that same little exercise in a park or in a fenced area so that their association to being walked on leash is, if I follow you and pay attention, you're like an animated Pez dispenser. Reward them by putting the food not from your hand into their mouth, but by your hand in between their paws. Say, find it, and pet them. Soon the leash will mean food, activities, and fun. How do I get my puppy from nipping at clothes? This is easy. First of all, teach them what to do. I love a phrase, get your toy. Tie all your soft, squeaky toys on strings, or get a predatory play pole, which we'll link in the comments below. Teach your puppy, get your toy, so you're focusing on what to do. To discourage nipping at clothes, take a little handheld spray bottle, fill it with vinegar or a distasteful bitter thing you can buy at the pet store, and when they nip at you, very discreetly and very calmly say tss, tss, and spray your clothes with something that tastes bad. How do you control a dog that barks at birds and animals on TV show? Get an old TV. Problem with new TVs is the high def brings the animals in the TV alive for everybody in the room, including your dog. So would recommend that you get a predatory play pole, tie all your toys on strings, teach your dog, get your toy, tug a little, get their predatory energy out, both in the house and when you're running around. Teach them a frisbee because they have high prey drive. So they're more muted when the TV comes on. When the TV comes on and you can see they're getting alert, turn it off, redirect them, give them a bone, and if you have to, for a little while, have them sit behind the furniture or behind you on the couch so that they're not directly facing the TV, and the only excitement they get is when the cheetahs run by on the nature show. How do I get my dog to stop digging in the yard? He smells moles this time of year. In addition to a white dog, I have a white couch. Help! Okay, funny thing is, this is a grub problem. When you have grubs under the ground, then the moles move in to eat the grubs, drive the dog crazy with their high little squeaking. The dog digs to get the moles out, which in and of itself is convenient, but not so much for you. So what I recommend you do is build your dog a sandbox, hide little dog treats and bones under there, go dig together, and when he's digging in the yard, leave him on a little freedom line. Link that below. Lead him on a freedom line, direct him over to the sandbox and say, here, sweetie, dig here. What should I do when I'm leash walking my dog and he stops dead in his tracks as another dog is approaching instead of loose leash walking past the distraction? P.S. This isn't every time an off leash, he's very dog friendly. Great question. The issue you're having is your dog is staring at the dog approaching. When dogs approach head on, it looks confrontational. The dog he's eyeballing and watching is triggering some fight or flight in him. So the most important thing you do is you have high value snacks or a toy on a string, and when you notice he's getting stressed by a dog and freezing, you direct him to find it, toss the treats. You want to put, if the dog is between, what do you need? If the dog you're approaching is walking straight into you, move your dog to the other side so you're always between the dog and the distraction. Thank you for tuning in. If you have questions, put them in the comments below or reach out to me on any of my social media channels. And if you need help, reach out to me. I can work with you in person or virtually. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.